The barrage of bullets sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail. 7's Sheldon Fox with the exclusive.
Barrage of police activity sending shockwaves through the city didn't just make headlines. It put one of the fastest rising rappers back under a harsh spotlight. What was supposed to be a quiet moment turned into flashing lights, unanswered questions, and a situation that escalated fast. BigXThaPlug's house was just raided, and what authorities were allegedly looking for has fans asking how things moved from momentum to mess. Us quickly.
I just caught the North Texas rapper walking out of jail and joins us live in Dallas with more.
Yeah, Chris, we know him as BigXThaPlug, right? He's known as the biggest, the largest, and one of Dallas's fastest and hottest rising rap stars. But actually, instead of celebrating the release of his new album, BigXThaPlug spent the night here at the Dallas County Jail. Right now, he is charged with possession of marijuana and also unlawful possession of a firearm. Again, this all happened on the night he was celebrating the release of his new country album, I Hope You're Happy. I want you to take a look at your screen. We caught the moment as he bonded out of jail and walked through those doors.
Anything you want to say with this arrest and regarding your previous one?
I hope you're happy out now. New country album out now.
What do you say to the fans that didn't get to catch you last night?
We're gonna run it back. I hope you're happy out now.
Now, according to an arrest affidavit, 27-year-old Xavier Landon, known by his stage name of BigXThaPlug, was taken into custody last night and booked this morning after 2 a.m. Sources tell WFAA officers were working on an operation at a car club meetup near Great Trinity Forest Way in southeast Dallas. Now, sources tell us it was actually a street takeover. That's where police saw Landon's truck. Court documents say he did not have a front license plate. Police say they asked if there were any weapons inside of the car, and he said yes. Court records then show that's when police ran his information and they got an alert from Arlington PD flagging him as a documented gang member. He was then taken into jail. Now, this is not the first time BigXThaPlug was arrested in North Texas this year. Remember, back in February, he was taken into custody in Arlington on these same charges: possession of marijuana and unlawful possession of a firearm. Now, last night, he was scheduled to be at Cash Cow in Deep Ellum for his album release party, but never made it. I was able to speak with his attorneys right after he bonded out.
The truth behind what happened is a lot more layered than most people realize. And today, we're breaking down exactly how this situation unfolded.
On just one station, surveillance cameras showing a new view of a violent shootout in a parking lot of a South Florida apartment building. The barrage of bullets sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail.
Plug was in a position many artists dream of. Momentum was on his side, numbers were climbing, and his name was ringing louder every month. But behind the scenes, reports suggest there were warning signs that things weren't as smooth as they looked online. When law enforcement showed up at his residence, it wasn't random, and it definitely wasn't accidental. Situations like this usually build quietly before they explode publicly. About now, before anyone jumps to conclusions. This wasn't something that came out of thin air. People close to the situation say BigXThaPlug had been moving in ways that raised eyebrows for a while. Not necessarily loud mistakes, but subtle ones that add up over time. When you're under any level of scrutiny, especially with past legal situations or known associations, every move matters more than most artists want to admit. According to reports circulating online, the raid happened early and fast. Authorities secured the location, went through the property, and made sure everything was documented. No dramatic chase, no viral standoff, just procedure. But that calm surface is exactly what made the situation feel heavier. Fans immediately started asking the same question. What did they find? And why now? Sources claim the investigation wasn't about one single moment, but rather a pattern. When law enforcement believes someone may be violating terms, associating with restricted individuals, or involved in questionable activity, they don't rush. They observe. They document. And when they feel confident, they act. That's usually when raids happen, not at the beginning, but near the end of an investigation phase. BigXThaPlug's rise has been tied closely to authenticity, street-rooted music, real-life experiences, and a raw image that fans connect with. But that same authenticity can become a double-edged sword when real life doesn't pause for career growth. Lyrics, social media posts, and public appearances can all be interpreted differently when you're already under a microscope. Fans also started revisiting old interviews after the news broke. Clips resurfaced where BigXThaPlug talked about his environment, his mindset, and the pressure of success. At the time, those interviews felt motivational. Now, people are rewatching them with a different lens. searching for signs they might have missed. Another important detail is timing. This raid didn't happen during a slow period. It happened when BigXThaPlug's name was hot. New music, new buzz, and more attention than ever. Some fans believe the timing is intentional, while others argue it's simply when the investigation reached its conclusion. Either way, the impact is the same. Momentum gets interrupted, and questions replace celebration. Social media reacted instantly. Speculation spread faster than facts, and every rumor became a headline. Some people assumed the worst, others defended him without hesitation. This split reaction shows how emotionally invested fans have become. BigXThaPlug isn't just an artist to them, he represents a story, a background, and a shared struggle. Industry insiders are reportedly watching this closely. Situations like this don't just affect one artist. They influence how labels, promoters, and partners move going forward. Uncertainty creates hesitation, and hesitation can stall opportunities, even without charges. Attention from authorities alone can shift how business decisions are made behind closed doors. What makes this situation more complicated is the silence. No immediate statement, no detailed explanation, just speculation. Filling the gap. Silence can mean strategy, legal advice, or simply waiting for clarity. But in today's internet culture, silence quickly becomes its own narrative. People are also questioning whether this moment will pass quietly or grow into something larger. Some raids lead to nothing public. Others turn into long legal battles that stretch for years. Right now, everything sits in that uncomfortable in-between space where nothing is confirmed. But nothing feels settled either. This situation highlights a bigger issue within hip-hop culture. Success doesn't automatically remove you from the environment that shaped you. And when fame arrives fast, the transition doesn't always keep pace. Artists are expected to evolve instantly while still representing the image that made them popular in the first place. For younger fans watching, this moment carries weight. It shows how quickly circumstances can shift, and how fragile momentum can be when real-life pressures collide with public success. For other artists, it's a reminder that visibility brings responsibility, whether fair or not. As of now, Big's future remains uncertain. No clear answers, no confirmed outcomes, just a lot of eyes watching closely. Whether this turns into a minor setback or a defining moment depends on what comes next and how it's handled. One thing is clear though, this wasn't random. Situations like this don't happen overnight. They build quietly, move strategically, and then surface all at once. And when they do, they force conversations that go far beyond music. So now the question shifts to you. What do you think this really is? An overblown situation or a serious turning point in BigXThaPlug's career? Do you think he'll bounce back stronger, or will this slow his rise? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you want to stay updated as this story develops, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because this situation is still unfolding, and we'll be watching every move closely. Stay locked in. But here's the part people aren't talking about enough. Moments like this don't just test an artist's legal situation, they test their inner circle. When a house gets raided, it's never just about one person. Suddenly, everyone around you comes under scrutiny. Friends, associates, even people who are only around for the clout start disappearing or distancing themselves. And that silence can be louder than any headline. Sources close to the situation say this is the phase where real decisions get made. Does BigXThaPlug tighten everything up, change how he moves, and lock in with structure? Or does he brush it off as another obstacle and keep moving the same way? History shows that this exact crossroads has decided careers before. Some artists learned from moments like this and came back sharper. Others never fully recovered the momentum they lost. Fans have also been pointing out how fast the internet switched tones. One day it's support, the next day it's doubt. That's the risk of fame in the digital era. Loyalty is loud, but it's also fragile. The same platforms that built you can start questioning you overnight, especially when information is incomplete and speculation fills the gaps. Another thing worth mentioning is how law enforcement attention doesn't always end with one visit. Even if nothing major comes from this raid publicly, it can still change how closely someone is watched going forward. More check-ins, more pressure, less room for mistakes. That alone can affect creativity, touring, and overall freedom. Industry. Veterans often say, this is where management really matters. The right guidance can turn a moment like this into a lesson instead of a downfall. Structure, discipline, and distance from unnecessary noise become crucial. Because at this level, talent alone isn't enough anymore. Survival depends on decisions made off the mic. And let's be real, fans don't just care about the music, they care about the story. They want to see growth, resilience, and evolution. If BigXThaPlug handles this situation the right way, this could eventually be framed as a turning point instead of a setback. But that outcome isn't automatic. It has to be earned through actions, not posts. Right now, everything is still developing. No final answers, no official closure. Just a lot of eyes, watching and waiting. And until more facts come out, this situation will live in that gray area where opinions grow faster than truth. So now it's on you. How do you see this playing out? Do you think this rate is being blown out of proportion? Or is it a serious warning sign? Do you believe BigXThaPlug can move smarter and come back stronger? Or do moments like this permanently change an artist's trajectory? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know where you stand. If this breakdown helped you understand the situation better, hit that like button because it really supports the channel. Subscribe if you want more deep dives like this, and turn on notifications so you don't miss updates as this story develops. This situation isn't over. Not even close. Stay locked in, stay sharp, and we'll break down whatever comes next. Real time.